All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Fork Over the Ring, where we all know the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And today I'm going to show you guys how to make my super easy chicken noodle soup that is great for the winter time and fall, or for any time of the year, honestly. So to get started, we are going to start off with our chicken broth. I use 2 containers of chicken broth and some chicken concentrate. And to that, I also add about 2 cups of water. You don't have to use store-bought chicken broth. I usually actually prefer to use homemade chicken broth, but I did not have any left, so I had to use what I had. So I go through, and again, enough liquid to cover the chicken, and I started adding my seasoning. So I started with some Worcestershire sauce. Y'all know I can't say that word. Every time I use it, I can't never say the word. But y'all know what I'm talking about. I add some minced garlic, some oregano, some smoked paprika, pink Himalayan sea salt, ground black pepper, white pepper, adobo, and some Sazon. And you are going to add all of that to this container and cook it for about 2.5 to 3 hours on medium low heat. I did use a whole chicken, like I said earlier. You don't have to use a whole chicken. You can choose to use like just chicken breast, chicken thigh, whatever you want. I just prefer the whole chicken because it just gives so many different variations in the soup itself. So after cooking that for about 2.5 to 3 hours, you are going to pull out the chicken. It's really going to fall off the bone when you start to break it apart, but I pull it all out and I put it to the side. And you are going to use what's left in this pot as the base of your soup. If y'all pour this out, I'm going to bop you. This is all the seasoning. That 2.5 to 3 hours gave you the perfect base for your soup. So then we're going to start with our veggies. Here I have carrots, I have a large onion, I have parsley, cilantro, I have celery, and I also have these scallions. You are going to go ahead and cut up all your veggies to whatever size you prefer them to be. I like when I eat soup for it to have a good bite of everything when I pick up the spoon. So it's whatever you like. It's your show, boo-boo. Eat how you want. Just don't make it nasty because you ain't get that from me. So after you go ahead and you're going to cut that up, the first step we're going to do, instead of just throwing this right in our pot, is we are going to saute them just a little bit to wake our veggies up some and to also help with the cooking process because we already waited 3 hours for that chicken. We ain't going to wait 3 more hours to eat. So after you go through and cut your veggies up, and they must be clean, you're going to go through and you're going to add some olive oil to a skillet. Once it gets hot, you add all your veggies into it. To this, I do add just a little bit of seasonings because remember, our soup is super seasoned. I go through and I add olive oil, black pepper, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of adobo sauce, seasoning, sorry. And you're going to go ahead and let that cook just about 10 minutes max to soften your veggies a little bit. You'll know when your onion starts to become just a little bit translucent. And you're going to mix that all up. And then next, you're going to go ahead and start dumping everything together. So we start off by dumping our veggies into our pot. I then move this on to medium-high heat just so that everything can kind of melt together and get all delicious and good and yum scaladumptious. Then after you add that, the next thing, make sure you get all the veggies in it too, y'all. You're going to mix that all up real good. Then you're going to start to go ahead, while that's starting to cook and marinate together, shred your chicken because you wanted your chicken to go ahead and get cool before you start handling it. Then I go through and I add egg noodles. I use about 2 bags of egg noodles because I just wanted enough to feed a lot of people. I made it for my family this time because my dad started to play sick, and y'all know how men are when they act sick. It's a lot. And then I go ahead and add my shredded chicken. For my chicken, I literally, because it was falling off the bone, you literally just take your fork against the piece on the bone and it pulls right off and it shreds perfectly. After that, y'all, you're pretty much done. Egg noodles cook pretty fast. So I literally let this sit in the pot for maybe 15 minutes max. And I reduced the heat down to medium-low heat again, just so that everything cooks nice and slow and easy. 15 minutes later, we are done. I do go through, and as you guys saw earlier, I did not saute our parsley and cilantro with the other food. I'll go ahead and I add that now at the very, very end once everything is cooked and done. I mix that on up, and pretty much our soup is done here. The only thing you have to do now is you go ahead and you taste it. If you feel like you need to add any more seasonings, this is your time to add it. If you need to add more salt, if you need to add more pepper, whatever you feel like you guys need to add, that's what time this is for. This, like I said earlier, this soup is perfect for like if you're feeling a little sick, if you look cold outside, if a leaf falls off the tree, I don't care. You chicken noodle soup it with a soda on the side. You make it rain and then you clear it out. That's all that matters in this world. And then what I also do is because mine wasn't getting as thick as I wanted it to get, I went through and I just mixed together a little bit of flour and water, and I let that sit in here for about 3 minutes max, and it had the perfect thickness that I wanted to it. I have seen people who have really thin liquid in their soup. I like mine to have some sort of a good base to it. So that is it. The soup is done. Make sure you get some pictures for the gram because what else are you doing? And you saw me pull out a chicken bone. It's because I actually threw one in there early on accident. Just pull that on out, sis, and you are done. You are more than welcome to serve this however you want. I like to squeeze fresh lime juice over my bowl with my soup in it, and I eat mine with Toll House crackers. So that is all, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know if you have any questions. And remember, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Bye.